Okay guys, here's another 10 minutes to go, 10-minute review. So what I'm going to be doing today is having another quick look at a game by one of my students, Ed in this case, who was playing a game on OGS against another player called Panda Track. So Ed's 17Q at the moment and his opponent was 19Q. This is slightly unusual as a review in that this game was won by Ed, the white player, convincingly. But even so, I looked through the game record and then there were a few things that I just wanted to look at, both to kind of compliment Ed on and also to look at other alternative moves that can be played in that case. So let's get straight into the game. So here we have the game, and black plays upper right corner. This is Panda Tracks, and then Ed, the student, plays lower left corner, all normal, upper left 4-4, lower right 4-4. So we're set up for a big counterpoint Moyo game. Black sets up the Sanren-sei, the 3-star points in a row, and white does the same. So we've got mirror go going on at this stage in the play, and black extends on the left up to the star point again, and white extends on the right up to the star point. So now we've got two identical Moyos. And it's clearly going to be a big territory fight game, this one. It's not close fighting, we're not going to have lots of small broken up areas, we've got big Moyos. So what does black do for the first approach? Well, black takes the centre stone, the centre point. A perfectly good move, which means white gets to make the first approach, corner approach. But now we have to look at that board and say black's area is bigger than white, so white has got to invade. White has got to invade and reduce. White has got no choice, because black, with its 5 stones, has taken the biggest area it possibly can, leaving white's 4 stones to do some expansion. So white approaches the upper right corner, black comes out. Slightly unusual move by black, not bad, just unusual. Certainly working with the stones that are on the board for black at the moment to solidify that corner. White pushes in. I would have expected black simply to block here at R16, but black comes on the outside. White's a bit bold here. Again, I would expect white to hane at here at Q13, which solidifies all of the white stones, but white's obviously feeling very pushy at the moment and pushes in, and black hanes first, white hanes under, black backs off, white pushes one more time, black defends in the corner, and now white really needs to come back and play this move here to protect all of that. What white did was this one, and we know, and Ed's going to be looking at this kicking himself for now, because that's the empty triangle, and we don't like the empty triangle, and you have to say that's a pass move. You've just given your opponent sente, because that doesn't do anything that wasn't on the board before at all. It adds nothing, and so that move would be much better played here, because notice black can't cut because of this. There's no cut there. So you don't need to, there's nothing to protect, nothing to protect at all. So white made that protection, so they're kind of playing mirror go, but black makes an empty triangle as well and protects a cutting point that doesn't need protecting. Do we see that if black plays here, for example, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, I mean, white's just being absorbed into black's territory. I think what black feared was this white and the fact that black can't do this because of this. That's what black feared. So black played here. So white then plays this move, which is great. That was the move I was expecting. So white's now building territory on the right hand side of the board along the R, S and T lines. So black keeps coming, and white makes a really nice tiger shape to protect those points on the right hand side. And black goes back again and fixes this cutting point that's already been fixed once. So this is another slack move, and effectively it's a pass. It gives white another move. White makes this shape, and we really like this shape. We know this as the car shape, because to some people's eyes this looks like the 2 wheels of a car with a racing driver's head in it, and it's a good strong shape to put your stones into. Black comes and sits on top. White blocks on this side. I think I would have preferred to see white just push out one more time, and notice that black can't do this cut just because it's going to be absorbed in white's territory. That's not going to work. This is okay. Black protects, and then white comes inside. Now the white coming inside is a bit unusual. You're throwing a single stone into your enemy territory, and I would expect black to do this, and now that white stone's pretty cut and isolated. That's what I would expect, and indeed that's what happened in the game. And white came out, and then black protected on that side, which gave white a really good opportunity to tackle the 2 white stones here. And this involves a ladder, so white keeps going, black comes out, white comes out. Black goes back, and I think black didn't need to go black. Black needed to get this Atari, and then this jump would have set the black stones up inside, and then white would have had to come back and do this, and then this black group can do some damage inside white. But what happened here is that black went back and now caught these 2 stones, the 2 white stones on the 12 line, in with 2 liberties. So there's a shortage of liberties, but white can pursue this, and now black's in Atari. So black extends, Atarying the white stone, but that doesn't really work to stop the ladder, because notice that black has still only got 2 liberties. So white again reduces black to 1 liberty, white comes down, black Ataries again, and this looks like a pretty solid ladder. Black comes out, black's still got 2 liberties, and white Ataries again. Black comes down, white Ataries on the outside. This is a standard ladder, and it looks like black's going to die here. So black takes this stone here, and at this point white panics slightly. White plays on the outside, and black takes that. And notice now that black has got 2 liberties, but they're protected. It's a protected liberty. In fact, it's almost 2 eyes. So white pushes in here, black then gets the double Atari. Let's just look at that again. And what options did white have? Well, white's real option here is just to connect at this point here. We notice now that the presence of these 2 stones means that that's still an Atari point. And white is now back in the ladder again after that move, because black's only got 2 liberties. Black's got a liberty here on the triangle and a liberty here, and it's black's go. So black pushes. When black pushes out of this, white continues the ladder attack. Here we come, here, 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 dead. Oh, not dead. So black's caught in the ladder, and if black comes back and attacks here, then white kills everything. So the ladder was going to be good for white, whatever happened in that circumstance. But when we go back to the game, at this point black took the second black's white stone off, white pushed in, black double Atari'd, white Atari'd on the outside, and then black chopped, and now black's made a huge powerful invasion into white's area. And I thought this was going to be game over for white at this point, but this was an exciting game between 2 double-digit cues. So white pushed in there, making a ko, and black just ignored, and this doesn't work by white. So these moves, white's kind of trying to attack a group that's actually already alive. As black's got more than enough liberties, and these 2 stones here have no escape at all. So black kills them, white connects, black takes. So black's all connected, and white starts to fight from this side. If it was me as black in this situation, I'd simply want to play something like this and just capture those white stones large scale and destroy white's territory. But black came down, was worried about protecting a cutting point that didn't need protecting. White came down, black turned, white came out again. White honeyed, and black went back to connect there. This is a bit ugly. We've got another empty triangle here sitting in there. White jumped, black honeyed on top, white pressed out, black protected its cutting point, white made a shape move here, and this was all good by white. White has turned that reverse. I mean, these white stones are still floating a little bit. Black is inside white's territory below, but that's what's going on. So white pushed there, black honeyed, white honeyed. This is brave and brazen stuff by white. White Atari's here, black connects, and then white comes through with this double Atari. Very nice play to set that up by Ed. Black takes that one, and white takes, and black protects here. So now we've got a mirror situation, as black has broken into white's territory in this area here, but now white has broken into black's territory here. So we've got this really interesting, exciting centre game fight that's just shaped up. White plays here, and you kind of go, that's not a great move. That move, if anything, should be here. Just make a tiger mouth. That's stretching further, it's stretching faster. If you're worried about black Ataring your single stone here, protect like this. Or indeed, the other alternative is obviously to protect like this, which actually does exactly the same thing. Now black can't play there and protect and attack your single stone. White played here, black takes the stone off. White starts to protect this territory. This move, does that need an answer? I don't think so, but white answers. Read it out. What happens if black now cuts? So what if white does a big move, say something like this, to seal off this invasion? Black cuts, white descends, black's in Atari, black descends, white comes down, black's got no move, black cuts here, white Atari's here, black descends, white descends again, black comes here, white takes. There's no sequence. What can black do? Black can't Atari here because there's no sequence there. You just need to read a little bit deeper than you're doing, Ed. White here, black here. In the game, then white played this really nice move, and then we get into these moves in the game, which are all fine. Black's a bit ambitious with this invasion, and then white plays this one. Again, this is a little bit pedestrian. We talk about slow and fast moves. This one is faster. It really is. And if black comes here, white simply goes here and connects. So this is what we call a bit slow. It's kind of plodding one space at a time. Black comes down, and this is super slow because this move, yet again, gives us another empty triangle built around those three stones, and we don't like that shape. And actually, if you want to move faster, then the jump is the perfect way. Black wedges in, we Atari, black runs away, and then we can just simply connect here. And this is a fast, solid way of connecting. So this move, this one space jump off a two stone wall, there's your two stone wall, and there's your one space jump. It's a much, 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 much better way of connecting than this kind of slow, plodding, empty triangle that we know we all hate. So black comes down, white comes down, and we get to pretty much the same place. White protects here, black tries to push out, white hanes, black cuts, white protects the cutting point on its own stones, which it has to do. Black comes out again, and then white cuts, and I like the cut. It's saying, no, you're not going to live inside there. Black comes down, white Ataris the stone, black connects, white makes its shape solid, black comes out, white blocks. These stones here have now got two liberties, only two, and they can't gain any more. Black actually can't play there without self Atari, so white's pretty secure here. Black hanes under, white blocks, white backs off, white connects, and then black tries another approach. I really like this move, Ed. I really like the fact that you either read or decided that because these stones are dead and no escape, you're going to secure the points in the corner and not worry about what black does. So black comes down, you block on the outside like this. These moves here, so this black group here has only got one eye there, can't make two eyes. You push in there, yeah, it's and from there that kills the stones. And now we're moving into the end game. You don't have to defend that, and quite rightly you don't, because black simply cannot push here without the self Atari. White's got an eye, there's nothing black can do about it. So you go elsewhere to secure that corner. That comes down, you take, the black stones are lost. You do force that. You didn't need to play that. This one here, the F8 stone, was unnecessary. There's nothing black can do. Black can't push at F10, and if it comes out at F8, you simply block an Atari at F7. So that's another pass move. We don't like these. So black uses that pass to put these stones in Atari. You block, drive the stone out. This is all good. Here, you could just connect here. If white comes down, black comes down, you come down here. Your group's now got an eye and lots of liberties, and black's going nowhere. Playing like this meant that black got this Atari that you then fixed, and then black plays this one again, which is a bit cheeky, and here you came underneath. This doesn't quite work. I think the simple answer here is this one. And then if black tries to cut, you just simply drive him down like this, turn, block, and everything's good. There's nothing going on for black. This sequence in the event, because of that stone, the S11 stone, black got the cut in, which means that this group is now under threat. You must play at R9, and indeed you do, to protect those ones, and then black gets that cut in, which kills the 2 stones on the other side. This is a nice move by black, because at this point black's either going to kill the large group or the small group on either side, and that's because this move by you, the S11 move, just wasn't powerful enough. So you give up the stones quite rightly. This is all going nowhere, and that's going nowhere, and I think we're just running through the end game, and that's it. Resign, and white wins by I think about 55 points. So that was a great game, interesting bits in it, empty triangles, slack moves. It's the same thing that we've talked about many times again. When you play a slack move, when you defend something that doesn't need defending, then effectively you've passed and given your opportunity 2 moves in a row. On the opposite side, most of the time in this game you actually saw what needed to defend and you defended it in a timely fashion. Okay, that'll do for now. That's 10 minutes done. Thanks guys, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.